Hi, everybody. Hi, all. Well, hello, chemistry students. My name is Miss Barkema. I am one of the ABChem Applied Biochemistry teachers, and I'm going to be doing your virtual lesson today while Mrs. Schaefer is unable to be at school. So first thing I need all of you to do, my understanding is some of you have this, some of you may not have it yet, but please get or find your Unit 1 Nature of Science and Nuclear Chemistry packet. I walked around her room and it looks like she has a fairly large stack on her front table. So if your class period got these handed out to you already, awesome. Please take out the packet you already have. If your class period did not get these handed out to you, please pause the video right now and have the substitute or whoever's in your classroom right now help get these assembled and out. Looked like there's a stapled stack on that front table. If you are just getting your packet or you didn't do it the first time, make sure you have your name and your classroom teacher on here as well as your class period. This helps get a packet back to you if you get lost. We don't want you to lose your packet on the last day of the unit before a test and have nothing to study or turn in. Today, we're going to jump around a little bit. I know we might be in some different parts, but we are going to be going to page N5. On page N5, you are doing vocabulary, and this is going to be our vocabulary for the unit. So we know a lot of these words are very new to you. That's okay. They should be new. So for directions, we are going to match the following terms to their definitions. On the left-hand side is where we're going to put the word. On the right-hand side, we are going to put a picture or a drawing. Drawings can be an awesome way to practice vocabulary. They help you cement that definition in your brain a little bit stronger. All right, now you're going to notice that you have a word bank. So we have chemistry, model, radioactive element, claim, observation, reasoning, data or data, procedure, evidence, and radium. So I would start by working through your list. So I'm going to be using my cell phone so that you can see on the screen what I am doing. You will be using your Chromebooks to help you search. So you don't need to get them out yet, but we're going to go through that first one as an example. So the first word on my list is chemistry. So I'm going to type into Google. My phone says define chemistry. I'm going to give you a hint. Some of these words have multiple meanings depending on the context. We are using the context of science. So at the end of your phrase, I would put define chemistry science for whatever word you're using. Maybe you're doing define model science, define radioactive element science. That way you get the type of definition that your packet is going to reference. Click go. Chemistry is, there's a couple of different definitions. Make sure you open all of them. The branch of science that deals with the identification of the substances of which matter is composed, the investigation of their properties and the ways in which they interact, combine, change, and the use of these properties to form new substances. Then there's some sub-definitions. The chemical composition and properties of a substance or body. And a second one, the complex emotional and psychological interaction between two people. This is probably not our chemistry. That's a different kind of chemistry. That's the chemistry between two people, usually probably referencing two significant others. We're going to focus on the first definition. Looking for some words that are important or repeated. I see the word science, substances, matter, properties, and change. Those are the big words that jump out to me. I know substance is in there early and it's in there twice. Properties is in there. Compose is in there. So I'm going to take those keywords and I'm going to read through the definitions on my page. I get to the first one and I can see the study of structure and properties of matter. That has some of my keywords. Had structure, had properties, and had matter. That's a good contender, but we always want to look through our entire list. So going down, chemistry is a factual statement about what you see, hear, taste, smell, and touch. Didn't really hear any of those keywords in my definition. I'm going to put a little dot there since that's a hard maybe. Facts, statistics, or items of information. None of my keywords. Steps of how to complete an experiment. Not really steps. Representation of an idea. Not really. As I go through the rest of my page, I can kind of see the only definition that used those key terms that I pulled out, substances, matter, properties, is actually that first one. So I'm going to cross off chemistry. It's first on my list. And it's actually going to be first in my matching. Now, if you get through the whole list and you're unsure, skip it and come back. Then, for my drawing, sometimes there's an image that intuitively comes to your mind. Sometimes there's not. So, if you are completely stuck, Google chemistry, and I'm going to encourage you to go to images. So, Google your word and then go to images. And you can kind of see right here, we've got maybe some different beakers and bubbles. We've got some different science glassware that we could draw. And as I'm scrolling down, I'm seeing that theme a lot. I'm seeing that sort of glassware. So for my drawing, I might draw that stereotypical cone glass, kind of like this purple one. Maybe I want to be fancy and show it bubbling and smoking. Something like that. Do a couple drawings. This one's a good cartoon. There's some other glassware, the tall, skinny ones. We'll get to the scientific names for these later. There's a scientist. There's a lot of different things that you could draw or use. But if you're really stuck, go to Google Images, look for some trends that appear. All right, your task for today is to finish pages 5 and 6. So page 5 goes with all of the words on page 5. Page 6 has its own set. So the words that are on page 6 are only going to be used on page 6. So these terms are for 1 through 10. Don't need to worry about finding them on the back. And then these terms are for 11 through 16. So good luck. Use the rest of your time. See if you can match each of these words to definitions. Remember to use that tip of putting the word science in there to get the science definition. And then remember to use Google Images if you need some help figuring out what images you could draw or use. Again, your task today, finish pages 5 and 6.